So I have this working theory that all action cameras are designed by camera nerds for camera nerds who go and vlog about their days. There is seemingly no understanding of how these things get used in the real world for action sports, and absolutely no consideration for mountain bikers in general. This DJI Osmo Nano is probably the worst offender to date, but I'm happy to say I fixed their design flaws. So for the longest time, probably a couple of years too long to be honest, I was using this, the GoPro Hero 8. Like even to this day, the image quality, especially in sunlight, is not too bad. I hated it for a bunch of other reasons, mostly because of the non-removable lens, which meant I had to use all these different protective things, which had its own host of issues. But I'm not going to go into that now because it's an old camera and who cares. I then upgraded to the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 because I was confidently told it had fixed a bunch of issues. It hadn't. And so I sold that recently, took an absolute bath on it when I sold it for like less than half of what I bought it for. The main issue with that camera, it was so heavy. It broke like 2 plastic GoPro mounts. Even now I have these like chin mounts. It ripped like the adhesive off twice. Then I you can see it right there. I've shoe glued it on. If I can get it out of the way. It's not gonna work, is it? Whatever, it's not coming into focus. I've shoe glued it on. It ripped that off. And then I shoe glued it on again and I was like, that's it, I'm getting rid of this thing. And then the other issue with that camera is they'd claim to have solved like the wind noise problem on the microphone when you're going quickly by putting on like a dedicated dead cat on the front microphone. There's 3 microphones and so they haven't done it to the others, so you need to like jerry rig your own dead cats on. Like why? Why can't they figure this out? And so then that brings me to my most recent purchase, the DJI Osmo Nano, and the fatal flaws with this design. All right, so I'm just gonna go through the mounting options that you get with this camera. I'll start with this first, like the suction cup thingy. Like it's cool, I guess. I don't know if you can mount it to inside your car if you want to film some forward driving or some vlogging or something like that. Again, it's kind of like a nice to have. I would never buy it and I don't think it should come standard, but like it's cool, I guess. The next thing is actually pretty good, I'll admit. So this is the mount that can go on your visor. And so you can click it on there. It's more stable than I would have thought, right? So I can just click on the camera to the underside there. Cool, cool, cool. So the only downside with this mount is that when you mount a camera this high, like there's like 3 microns between the camera pointed too high and too low. Just with the angle of view, you want to get some handlebars in your shot and it's really hard when the camera's up here. And so once you get it set into place, you want to like set and forget. And then it's kind of like, there's nothing locking in place so it can move around, but like it's still like a pretty handy thing to have. So then we have this necklace piece, like a magnetic necklace that you can just click it onto. I will say, when it goes on, it's pretty sturdy. For action sports, can you name one single action sport that you'd want to wear a necklace for? I can't think. Everyone who says that that they try to put this on says like the camera just bounces around everywhere. Of course it does, right? So again, cool to have. What action sport can you use this for? I don't think, name one. I can't think of one. All right, and so finally you get this like, whatever they call it, small rig thing, dual bi-directional mount. It's got the little mount here for when you're mounting it to a tripod or whatever. Where is the GoPro mount? Where is the mount? Where is this mount that the industry's been using forever? It doesn't come with the standard pack, you have to buy it. And so there's no way I'm gonna purchase the DJI version, like get stuffed. So I went out and bought this like, what's the brand? Telsin, I think, yeah, Telsin. This thing works fine. All right, so we've like fixed the mounting problems right now. I can run the standard GoPro mount. I can't believe that doesn't come standard in the pack. And so this is why I say these things are built by camera nerds for vloggers. Like what is going on? Where is just like the basics? All right, so we fixed the GoPro mounting problem by buying like a third-party piece, right? So moving on to more of the design flaws. So one of the reasons I bought the Ace Pro 2 is it had this like vertical horizontal mounting piece. So you could easily just click it in horizontal for your 16:9 and then vertical for your 9:16 for like your Instagram and your TikTok and whatever. So for better or worse, we're living in like a portrait world now. Like Instagram stuffed it, TikTok made it worse. More than half the footage I watch now is vertical, right? This mount, well this like, it's not necessarily a mount, like a little protective piece, right? It can only be mounted, just like the camera, in horizontal. There is no way to mount this thing easily in vertical. You can like, I had a piece here, whatever, you can like hook up pieces of plastic to like right angle it out and hang it off the side. That sucks. I just want a mount that can shoot in horizontal and vertical. Why does this not do it? Like, why is it not coming standard when so much footage is watched in vertical, not in horizontal? So I started looking around for different mounting options. I think DJI might make one, but I don't want to buy their stuff. I don't want to incentivize like poor design and forcing you to go out and buy extra stuff that should come standard, right? So I stumbled across this, if I get it to focus. So this is the Start RC. And so you can mount it in standard mode just using the DJI like itself, or you can mount it in vertical mode off this mount right here. All right, so on to the next design flaw, and something that no action camera can seemingly get right to date is the audio, right? So there's 3 different options. There's no wind reduction, then there's standard wind reduction and high wind reduction. All 3 options to me are completely unusable. So when you run it with no wind reduction, you get this. So the audio is just completely blown out by the wind noise. To me, it's unlistenable. The next 2 options are to run it with the wind reduction either like on moderate or high. And again, to me, it sounds like you're listening to an MP3 from the year 2000 through like a tin can with a string. It completely nukes your audio. It just completely strips all the bass out because it's getting rid of like the wind noise and stuff. And then it does something like, it sounds like it's just compressing. It sounds horrible, right? So you need to fix it. So I've had to glue on wind reduction foam onto this thing, right? So you can see like that piece there, that's actually for the Insta360 X5. It's purpose built for it. And then for the camera, so there's a microphone over here as well. Like if I can show it, there's like 2 little, oh, freaking, I'm in the way all the time. Focus, focus. There, you can see those 2 little dots. They're microphones too. And there's a microphone on the front that you can't see. So I've just like rigged up this gross little dead cat here. Is it gonna focus? With, you know, I put on like all this gaffer tape right now. This is just kind of like proof of concept. I might do something a little bit better than this, but it's working right now. But again, right, like why is there not a mount? Like if you're not gonna fix this on the camera itself, like maybe, I don't know, if you're going underwater, maybe you don't want these things built in, but if you're not gonna put it on the camera, why don't you make a mount that's designed for action? Like it doesn't exist. What is going on? But now that I put the wind reduction on there and there, like that the audio is fine now. But I shouldn't have to do it myself. The mount should come with it, and this just all looks janky and crap now. Alright, so we fixed the fact that it doesn't come with a GoPro mount by buying another mount. We fixed the vertical horizontal by buying this aftermarket Start RC. I fixed the audio by putting on the dead cats and jerry-rigging all this crap on. Moving on to like the 4th and like final design flaw. Alright, so after having the Ace Pro 2 and just hating the weight of the thing, I was prepared to make a lot of compromises for a smaller camera, which is why I decided to go for this one. One of the issues is that the field of view is a little bit too narrow, right? Everyone says that. I think it's like 143 degrees, where the other cameras are in the 150, 155. So I wanted a little bit more field of view. So I decided to go out and buy a wide angle lens and try that. So this is the JSR or June Star wide angle lens, purpose built for the Nano. And so this claims like 185 degrees. I'll do some videos later, maybe another video. I swear it's like another 5 degrees or something like that each side. They say 185. I don't know, maybe it is. It doesn't seem like it adds much more, but it adds like a little bit more. It gets it basically comparable with any other of like the top tier action cameras. The issue with this, right, is, so here is the standard lens. Focus, focus. All right, I'm gonna take that off. I'll put on the wide angle. It is quite a bit larger, right? So that's the wide angle lens. And so what's the problem with running this, right? Well, like apart from the fact that it's about half the weight of the camera itself, I still think that this plus the wide angle is about half the weight of the Ace Pro 2, so it's tons better than what I had, but it is noticeably heavier. The main issue is that you can now really only run it off the mounts on the camera. So because it does not fit in the case. If I put it into the case, right, because the lens is so big, it doesn't screw on. It just sits there, right? And you actually can't get it in because this is raised, I guess, to protect the lens, like the standard lens. So it's raised up. You can't get it on, right? And you can't get it on. This is the standard, the mount that comes. This is the Osmo mount. You can't mount it on the Start RC either. And so then I was thinking, okay, if I want to run it in vertical mode, I can run it with the Start RC mount. And then if I want to run just standard horizontal, I can take it out, put on the wide angle lens, use this mount itself. But then as soon as I take it out of this mount, the microphones are now exposed. So now I've got wind noise. So then I'd need to glue dead cats on here, but then that wouldn't fit in the mount. Then I'd have dead cats and another friggin' wind microphone reduction thing here. And so it didn't work. But then I thought to myself,
relax, all right? My old man is a television repairman. Got this ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
Haha! Yeah, all right. So lo and behold, now we have fixed all of the issues. I can run it off my GoPro mount, I can run it in vertical, I can run it in horizontal, I've fixed the audio, and we got our wide angle lens on in a mount. Hooray! So now that I've fixed all these issues, I will say it's a cool little camera, I'm having fun with it. I'm actually gonna do some like comparisons. I'm gonna use like the standard lens versus the wide angle lens. I've also got some like ND filters, which I wanna try out and see if I can get some like some blur action going on when there's good daylight. So if you are interested in seeing me do some comparisons with all these different things, stick around. Feel free to subscribe, you know, no pressure. I'll try and do it. Just trying to find time these days is really hard. All right, so I'll leave it here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.